Hey guys.
Hiya, loves.
Hiya, love.
I'm Gabs, and this is my girlfriend Soph.
Hello.
We are your hosts. Welcome to QUEAR Podcast, where we hear all things queer.
We bring you the best of all the coming out stories, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the outright hilarious.
This is the content that we wish we had during our closeted years.
So stay tuned for our weekly episodes. Welcome back. Thanks to everyone for listening to our first episode, and now we're back with another.
And we have our first guest on the show, so you can hear her story firsthand. So let's not waste any more time, Let's get straight to it.
Here's our conversation with Lauren.
Here's Lauren.
Oh my god, amazing.
Where was my role in The Shining? That's what I want to know.
Hi Lauren.
Hello, you okay?
Good, yeah, thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
We're buzzing to have you.
It's been a while. We go way back.
We
Sophie
do.
Caffrey,
And since we last spoke, you've come out and I don't even know your story, so I'm as excited to hear it just as everyone else is.
Yeah, I think the last time we spoke quite a lot, Sophie, was when I was at uni still, probably in my second year or something. And you've always been kind of pioneering me to fully be myself. I feel like you were a big influence on me without probably knowing or realising it.
Oh, I love that.
Wow.
When we met, context-wise, we worked together. And I remember the first time I met you, everyone was like, "Oh, Sophie, you'll meet Sophie today." And I was like, "Oh, is she nice?" And everyone was like, yeah, she's a lesbian. And I was like,
The identifier.
okay. But I think at that time I was still not sure what was going on in my own brain and stuff. And you're obviously 3 years older than me, so but you just came in as this confident, sort of self-assured.
Big confident gay.
Yeah, you did. And I was this little shy, anxious idiot. And
Oh my
then-
god, I birthed a
No.
gay.
You what did you
I
say?
birthed a gay.
You did, you nurtured
Brought
me.
another game into this world.
My flannel shirt collection got bigger just from being
Wow.
your friend.
I love
But
that.
you took me under your wing and we went on some big gay adventures together.
did.
And,
Oh, wow.
and it was fun times, so thanks. I feel like you've had a big influence on me as a human. And
I
appreciate
love that.
Oh, wow,
I
that's
love that. Thanks for
amazing.
saying that, yeah.
that. You're welcome.
Oh, gonna make me cry over here.
So Lauren, you're on here to tell your coming out story. Where does it start? Take us right back.
Oof. Well, during obviously university, I think it was on your first episode, you were talking about that with somebody, about how at university you feel like you just become yourself when you're away from home, and
Yeah.
obviously you just feel more confident to be yourself because you're not under the watching eye of potential homophobic people or parents or whatever. And then obviously when you go home for the summers and breaks, it's kind of tough being at home and having to kind of then retract back to being something that you're not.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah.
Going away to uni and you come home. You've had just a taste of life being yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's the perfect opportunity, isn't it, to start again and be like, right, I'm gonna have this blank slate. I'm gonna meet all these new people, and I'm gonna rewrite myself.
Yeah.
Not,
well,
it's-
be yourself. Yeah.
That's it.
It's a safe space.
Yeah, if somebody feels like they need that, it is the perfect opportunity to just be like, this is who I am.
Yeah.
When I think I went home for summer break or whatever I think it was my second year probably.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of at home and I was annoyed that I couldn't be myself or talk about things, or I was worried about leaving my phone around and I don't know,
Oh gosh, yeah.
a message popping up or something on Facebook about it. So I was like, okay, this is my summer. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tell my mum and dad.
You felt ready.
Yeah, I think a big wave came over me, but I was ready to do it. And I was like, it's the right time. And then I was going back in a few weeks anyway. So I was like, if it does go disastrous, it's fine. I just go back to Sheffield.
It's fine.
You've got an
Away.
escape.
I can leg it.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I'm off. I'll get the Northern Rail back to Sheffield.
Yeah.
Northern Rail, the Holy Grail.
Literally, bless those rust buckets. straight out of Wigan. But yeah, this is where it started going downhill from here. This confidence was wrongly placed because
Oh no.
my brother, who is like a year and a bit younger than me, we've always been really close. So we worked together, went to school together, everything.
Stuart. We love
literally
Stuart.
the best human being. Is he not the best human being?
He's so
ever?
lovely. He's such a gentle soul. Yeah.
He is. It was a bit of a weird summer. I think, I don't know, it just felt a bit like, I don't know. It was just, there was a bit of a weird vibe that summer, basically.
In the house.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
me and my brother were like just spending all day like in our rooms, separate. Not because we fell out or anything, but I think we were just so caught up in stuff in our
Yeah.
own
Spending
heads.
it in the closet.
Yeah, and I don't think, obviously, both of us didn't realise that the other was going through this, but basically, he'd been seeing this new group of people that I didn't think anything of. I have the best gaydar ever, but I did not pick up that my brother was also gay, which...
Whoa.
I know.
Oh my God.
In hindsight, it's so obvious, and vice versa.
It's so, yeah, I knew, definitely.
But yeah, he'd been hanging out with these new people, and obviously I've known him from school and everything. I know his group of mates and everyone. And I was like, oh, these people, I've never heard of these people before. Anyway, he was going hanging out, like staying over and stuff. Again, so oblivious, didn't even think anything of it. I was just chilling in my room one day, and my mum and dad were at work, and he just came up to my bedroom and was like, Lauren, I've got a boyfriend.
Oh wow, he just
Stuart.
out with it just like that.
Yeah,
Amazing.
He was so different. Like, I'm so sort of shy and like anxious and an overthinker, and my brother is very... He doesn't really care. He will do stuff for his own well-being. He doesn't care if it's going to annoy or upset other people. Not in a selfish way, but in like a...
No, you've got to have an element of that somehow, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, what? I like started crying for some reason. I don't know why I cried. I think it was just maybe relief, I think, in hindsight.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I've been seeing this guy. That's who I keep kind of going to see and stuff. And he was like, I think I want to tell mum. And I was like, whoa. I was like, hang on, Stuart. I'm in my bedroom. Yeah, I was like, I'm like drafting up letters here in my bedroom. Like,
oh my God, like the most elaborate way of coming
race
out.
to
He just
coming
came in
out.
your room and was like, yeah, I've got a boyfriend. And you're there like, I'm going to write letters. I'm going to maybe do a PowerPoint presentation.
yeah, I'm like sobbing at night debating how to do it. Well, we had like a big chat, obviously. I was like, you know I'm gay too, right? And he was like, no. I was like, what do you mean, no? And I literally remember a house party like 2 years before this. So we just hijacked the living room and put Ariana Grande on. It was when Into You came out.
Oh my God,
And I was watching that video where she looks absolutely stunning in it. And I was like, Stuart, I think I like girls, mate. And he was like, cool. And then like that was it. And I was like, oh, maybe he's not as chill about this as I thought he was going to be. But literally never mentioned it again. I didn't mention it. He didn't mention it. So I was like, oh, whatever. So then when he comes up to my bedroom and with this announcement, and then he's shocked that I am too gay, I was like, hun, I came out to you 2 years ago because Into You by Ariana Grande hit me too hard. And
I was like, oh my God, I'm gay.
yeah, I was like, oof. He was like, oh, well, I didn't bring it up again because you didn't bring it up. And I was like, oh, well, that's daft. But anyway, we were both like in my room then, like plotting what we're going to do. And he was like, we'll tell them together. And I was like, Stuart, you're really not reading the room here. We cannot tell them together. They will A, have a heart attack probably, or B, just think we're joking. And then that's going to make it really awkward because then we're going to have to be like, we're not joking.
Oh God. Yeah, that wouldn't have been a good idea.
No, absolutely not.
Not with Eileen.
Irish Catholic family, just both of your offspring are homosexuals.
Whoa. Oh my God. What are the chances of that?
What are the chances? Exactly. Oh God, it would have been terrible. It would have been bad. I think it would have been a pretty chaotic time. I think deep down I was like probably not actually going to do it anyway. So I was like, Stuart, sis, you go for it. You've got a boyfriend. You're in a relationship. There's more like on the line for you. I'm just doing it to get it off my chest, not because my current situations depend on it.
Yeah.
So I think I was out, but he just went and basically told my mum. But she'd kind of had an idea anyway, I think. And it went okay, to be fair. Like my mum I wasn't there obviously, but my mum was like really good to my brother, really nice. My brother was like making like collages of like him and his boyfriend to take back to uni.
Oh,
and
that's
stuff.
the cutest thing.
Cute.
It was pretty cute, but then like the confusion and the like sort of upset that she obviously felt deep down, because it was still a shock.
Yeah.
It was still a shock to her. I think she was kind of confused and stuff about it, and because I've always been the kind of outspoken liberal one in the family, and sort of ruining tea times and stuff if someone said something a bit out of place. I think she thought that I was good to talk to about it, so she would like come and talk to me about her upset and confusion about it.
Oh God.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good,
No.
really, because as much as she, don't get me wrong, dealt with it really well, but obviously I knew her kind of inner feelings about it and how she actually felt and stuff, and she was just saying like really bizarre, stupid things. She was like, do you think it's because I let him watch Desperate Housewives when he was younger?
Oh my gosh.
I don't think so. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that's how it works.
And just like that.
Poof. He was a gay.
Obviously she was genuinely, I think, thinking this, so I was like talking her through it and like trying to explain how that's just not how it works. And, like, this is not a choice. Like, we don't want, like, well, not me at the time, but I was like, he's not doing this to like upset you. Like,
So you were basically prepping her for your coming out as well.
yeah.
No,
I actually was, because I remember like sort of saying things. I was like, yeah, but Mum, you just like fall for people. Like, she was listening, don't get me wrong. It was a heavy time. I remember she like took me on like a drive once. We went and sat at the top of the Beacon at this country park near our house, and my mum, she was just like crying in the car like about it, and I was just sat next to her trying to like comfort her, and I was thinking, like, fucking hell. I was like, my anxiety's like through the roof. I was like, nope, never coming out ever.
Oh god.
I'm just gonna.
She got
I'll get a
thrown
boyfriend.
right back into that closet.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I was
Bloody hell.
trapped. I was locked in.
Oh, you had like all that time to like build yourself up and feel ready, and then
and
then this happened, and you must have just felt like, oh god. I guess it was kind of a blessing and a curse in a sense at the time, maybe. And please correct me if I'm wrong, but like, to almost have your brother do it himself and then allow you to sort of gauge the reaction to see how then you're going to do it. But then at the same time, it brought your mum confiding in you about things that maybe she wouldn't have said otherwise if she knew you were gay too. And
yeah, exactly. Because even when my brother had come out, I think that's kind of what they were most upset about, because my parents, they're not homophobic in that they would like outwardly trying to be homophobic.
Yeah, it's not
just
black
how
and white
they've
like
kind of
that,
been
is
brought
it?
up.
It's just
Yeah,
traditional
of
for them
course,
for it to be man, wife, marriage, children.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think there's a big gap between our generations, isn't there? In most cases.
Yeah.
I think like they get upset about like grandchildren.
Yeah.
Like they think that that's just not an option now.
Yeah.
When Stuart came out, they were upset about what they kind of said in front of us without realizing was kind of offensive or keeping us back. Like I remember my dad would, Rylan Clark.
Yeah.
Oh, Rylan, oh my
I
god.
love him.
Yeah, I love him, literally iconic guy. But my dad would like kind of strut through the living room doing what he calls his like gay walk. He would do things like that, like to try and obviously make us laugh at the time, but without realizing how much that's oppressing someone's lifestyle. Do you know?
Yeah.
I think that's what they kind of felt most guilty for, really, is what they'd kind of said without realizing it.
It's hard that, because it's like adhering to the stereotypes is such a big thing, like that stereotypes do exist still. Some things are done with such good intention and so light-hearted, like you said, he did it to make you laugh and stuff, and it's just doing an impression, I guess, if you think about it. But when you put it from a different perspective, it's like, okay, well, you're sort of putting all gay people into one group and taking the piss out of them. But when you see it like that, it's easy to be like, oh well, that's offensive. But then when you look at the intentions of what he was doing and the fact that he felt guilty, it makes you realise that actually, intention is the most important thing, and sometimes education and like a different perspective, that's all somebody needs to understand it better.
Exactly, because probably to our parents' generation, kind of representation that they would have seen on TV would have been people adhering to the stereotypes, which would have been
definitely
sort of camp gay men, like that's what my parents, now they're more educated about it, saw gay men as very camp and wearing pink, and same with women. Like, they thought that people just cut all their hair off.
Oh God, we get that all the time.
That's what they think, though, and it's like, and not that that's a problem at all. It's obviously not, but they didn't see that there was other types of, do you know what I mean?
Course. You know, you're just you and you're gay, and that didn't change. Nothing changed other than the fact that they now know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're still the same person. You're still acting the same. It's just that they now know.
Yeah.
Exactly, and I think they thought that when we came out, we were going to become the stereotype that they see.
Wake up the next day, you've shaved your head.
Yeah, I think that's what they thought was going to happen. Like, that's all they see, isn't it? That's all they see. That's all that kind of the media has made them see, I suppose, before they've opened their minds further. Yeah, so they found my brother and everything, and I was like being the mediator and trying to educate them and whatever. And then we both went off to uni and stuff. And then that sort of first few months of going into my third year. Oh, I'm getting the time frames wrong here, but I'd just gone back to uni for another year. And I went back to my bar job, and they'd hired some more people over the summer when us students had gone home, obviously. And they'd hired this new girl, and we just kind of clicked instantly. And then we were like kind of on and off, are we friends, are we more, sort of thing, because she was like very straight mindset. And whilst at uni, I was like quite
the gay
confident and like out. I was like, I had gay lanyard and everything at the bar. I was like rainbow pride flag. I wasn't hiding it.
Oh my God, those rainbows, I love it.
I'm not afraid to let the world know. But I think me being very sort of outwardly gay and her being the complete opposite, we were like on and off for a while. So because nothing kind of came of it, I didn't think to tell anyone or anything. Obviously my friends, but not my family. But then a few months of us not speaking, she kind of came back, realised that she did want to try and be with me. So
cute.
It's pretty cute. Well, I mean, we're not together now.
But
toxic. But at the time,
that went from 0 to 100 really quick.
I know, it's me romanticising toxic relationships as usual. But yeah, we did officially get together and everything. So then I went home for Christmas, and we'd been together like a few months officially by then. So we were still in like the honeymoon phase where we were just like wanting to talk to each other all the time, like obsessed with each other. We're always on the phone, texting and stuff.
Gross. I'm not like that still at all.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
I was kind of at a point where I was just not bothered. It was like my first relationship with a girl. That felt really good in itself, even if it wasn't the right person. Just being in a relationship with a girl for the first time just felt amazing.
It's powerful, isn't it?
Yeah,
and you just feel like you've kind of completed the whole coming out element. I was kind of conscious of my mum seeing my phone and stuff, like her name popping up with a fucking love heart and stuff. And we just kept sneaking off to go on the phone and everything. So I think my mum was like a little bit suspicious, but she didn't say anything. Didn't say anything whatsoever, probably kind of hoping that it wasn't what she thought it was. But basically, my girlfriend at the time had sent me a Christmas card on Moonpig back to my family home where I was spending Christmas.
Oh God, we know where this is going.
Yeah, not good. And we were texting and she was like, it should be there by now. And I was like, it's not. It's really not. But there's stacks of shite everywhere in my house, like on the bookshelf and stuff. So I was like, oh well, I was like, if it does arrive, it's got my name on it. I'll pick it up when I'm next home at Easter or whatever. But I was waiting, and then I came back to Sheffield, and then it still hadn't arrived, whatever, so I just left anyway. And then it was into the new year now. My mum was like being a bit weird with me, a bit off. We usually message at least, a few times a day on Facebook or whatever. But she was being a bit strange. But I was like, oh, she might just be sad 'cause it's New Year, whatever. But then I came home from like the library or something one day, and my flatmate was like, "Oh, you've got post. You've got like a big envelope here." And I was like, "Oh, that's strange." So I never got post at uni. I don't know my address is like registered anywhere.
Oh God.
So I opened this envelope, and the Christmas card was inside the envelope, which was a picture of me and my girlfriend at the time, and it said like "Merry Christmas, my girlfriend," and obviously like basically a love letter.
Was it
inside.
Open?
Oh yeah,
God.
That wasn't in the
She
envelope
opened
anymore.
your mail. Illegal. I always say to my mum, do not open my mail.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it happens all the time.
If that coming out had gone really bad, I think I would have got the law involved.
Yeah.
You're trying to kick me out.
Yeah.
Well,
honey, look what you did.
exactly.
Oh
But,
God. What? So she'd opened the card and then sent it to you back.
Yeah.
Oh my
Her
God.
excuse was because she used to live in Jersey, so that's where Moonpig's base is apparently.
Is
So
it?
despite my name clearly being on the front, because the stamp or whatever was from Guernsey and Jersey,
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh, I just thought it was one of my old friends from Jersey."
Oh,
all right.
Come on, get a better excuse.
Exactly. Oh, they know your 20-odd-year-old daughter's name that they've never met, and they thought they would address the card to them. Okay. Good one, Mum.
Gold star.
A star forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't in the envelope anymore. It was just in the one my mum had sent, which also had a letter in it. Bless her.
Oh.
It was a really, really nice letter. I think obviously that's why she'd been quiet with me, because she was probably waiting for me to receive this. I know, it was really sweet, to be fair. It was genuinely like a letter of guilt, to be fair. I think especially because of what had happened with my brother and how she'd vented everything to me. I think she felt bad because she obviously knew that was not going to have helped the situation at all. But just like rang her and was crying my eyes out, and I was like, "I'm sorry, Mum, I love you so much." And she was like, "Love you too." It was a nice phone call. She was again playing into the, "You're not going to be doing this now."
I bet
She
that
probably
felt
just
so good.
trying to put like a light-hearted spin on it, wasn't she? Just like trying to make you laugh.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. I think she didn't definitely mean any harm. I mean, the parents are so weird, aren't they? Like even when I go home now, like she'll like reference my old boyfriends. One of my and I mean, I say boyfriend very loosely. I was like 6 months, age 16, probably kissed like twice.
So we've all been there.
Literally, but he lives next to my auntie, my mum's sister. So every time I go home, she's like, "Oh, guess who I saw the other day?" I'm like, she's like, your old boyfriend." I was like, "Oh, is he alright?" She's like, "Yeah, he's very handsome. He's very, very handsome. He's really grown into himself." Oh, okay.
In the hope that you
hear
might,
just trying to just feeding you these little bits of bait, hoping one day you'll take a bite.
One day I'll get back with my boyfriend. Oh dear.
So, Lauren, what's it like now with your family, now that you've come out? I know that it was quite recent that your mum has found out, but how is it now with things?
Well, you know what? It was fine. It's like as soon as I came out, it was really good. Like obviously I was with my girlfriend at the time, and my mum was a very thoughtful person. Like if once, for example, me and my girlfriend were going away to Scarborough for the weekend, and she'd got in touch with the hotel people. God, she'd got in touch with the hotel people and sent like prosecco and like chocolate.
Oh my God, what a legend!
I know. It was so cute.
That is adorable.
She's very kind, like, and thoughtful woman. Like she did loads of stuff like that for me throughout that relationship. And when we broke up, I went back home, and her and my dad were like really, really there for me and really nice and trying to help me get out of my sort of downward spiral and stuff.
That's so nice that they were there for you.
Exactly, yeah. They're still confused in some aspects, don't get me wrong. Like every time I go home, my mum will be like, "Oh, let's watch something together. We'll put something on TV, right?" No matter what we put on, there's lesbians in it, and it's the most awkward thing ever. Sitting on the couch with your mum.
We're taking over. We're on every single show now.
We love it.
The representation is growing, and we're absolutely thriving. We're loving it.
I know. I kind of wish it would stop and sit on the couch.
The awkward moments.
It's feeling so uncomfortable.
Yeah,
We're like,
it
oh my
is.
God.
But yeah, they're okay with it. They still like show some kind of confusion now and then, and they do
it
still
takes
say
time,
some
doesn't
kind
it?
of problematic stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's out of malice.
That's something that I learned as well when I came out to my family. It's easy to sort of instantly think, oh, it's homophobia, it's negativity, it's aggression. But actually, like we said, they were brought up differently with different values and with different expectations of what's, I put in quotes, normal and what's not. Of course, it's difficult to hear that, but I think the reassuring thing that we've learned from your story is it definitely, time is a very powerful thing, and people can change and they can change their perspective on things and their view on things, and not everything is as black and white as it might seem.
Exactly. And I think my mum in particular had, like I say, she lived in Jersey in the 80s, which was a very, I think, well, from the sounds of it, quite a very liberal place to be. And she'd always, as we were growing up, talked about her gay and lesbian friends
Cool.
who she loved when she lived there and stuff. And she was like, used to talk about how fun like nights out were with them and everything. But I think it's when it's like close to home,
it hits different. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think people of that. I don't know. I keep kind of throwing the boomer generation,
yeah.
but I think they don't expect these things to be under their own roof. And
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think they just see it as something on telly, or it's like they see kind of, it's a different world, and they're not part
like
of
they
it.
would never birth a gay.
Yeah, like that would be like such a shock to them.
But they love it when it's everywhere else.
Yeah, when
or
it's
someone
not
else's
so
kid, they're all for it.
Yeah, because they don't get the real side of it as well. I mean, sorry, they get the real side of it, but when it's like, I suppose, in your own family, you see all the sides of everything. You don't just get to go on a night out with them and then leave it behind, or like hear their gossip and then leave it behind. Like it's
Exactly,
every day, and it's like part of you and your family and that, and it's a lot more intense all of a sudden, isn't it?
Exactly.
So Lauren, what would you say to someone that is coming out themselves or might be struggling with that right now?
I would say that acknowledge, I mean, you are going to be anxious and you are going to be very, very scared, but genuinely, and this is a very vague statement, but people don't really care. People more so care about kind of themselves in that situation, I feel like. So if you've got friends and family that love you, they're not going to be horrible about it. I mean, they might be cold and they might be confused and it might be horrible for like a couple, well, I don't know how long specific, but ultimately they will learn and they will open their mind and they will accept it. And if they don't, and the initial kind of negative reaction is a reflection on them, not you. Like, people who react badly are confused themselves about stuff. You know what I mean? Like, as long as you're being yourself, like the relief that you feel when you're like out to everyone that you could possibly kind of come out to is like genuinely like unbelievable. And the confidence that you just feel afterwards is, it's really hard to explain the feeling, but you just feel kind of a bit unstoppable. Like you feel like you've overcome like the worst thing that you've been debating and dwelling over for years, and then it's over with and it's done with, and you just feel like there's nothing that you can't do.
Yeah, incredible.
And I feel like you'll feel much better about being gay than before you come out. I feel like before you come out, you feel like you're going to be different, but in a bad way.
Yeah.
But when you've come out, I find it really fucking cool to be gay.
Yes.
I think it's amazing.
We
oh
love
my
it.
god, that's incredible.
I feel like it's so cool, and I like being like the different one. And it's not that it shouldn't be different anymore, but do you know what I mean? Like, it's cool to be that person that can input different like viewpoints and kind of maybe educate people now and then,
and so comfortable being themselves.
Yeah, that's it.
I feel like when you're kind of a confident person that's kind of outspoken about different things that people are not sort of familiar with or whatever, people kind of are drawn to you and seek advice from you. And I don't know, it's very weird and hard to explain, but it's so much better when you come out.
And it feels incredible.
It does. It really, really does. And it's terrifying at the time. Like, genuinely, you will lose sleep over it. But then, oh God, after you're just in your own league after, I feel.
It's
and
incredible.
It's just, nothing bothers you anymore.
That's good. It's so odd. Do you know what? It's been so nice listening to your story, and obviously it's quite a story. And but the end result, knowing that your parents are, you know, they've been so thoughtful, and even though it might have taken a bit of time, like it's such a positive ending to a battle that you had with yourself. And I think a lot of us can relate to that as people who have battled with the same thing. Like, I know I can. I'm sure you can. So and oftentimes you are your own worst enemy, like you said, and the people who you come out to, they love you. That's more powerful than the label, I guess. And time,
exactly,
the likelihood is they'll overcome it, you know. So it's so I mean, it's just so nice to hear a happy ending and a lovely story and a loving family, and that you're feeling so proud and so powerful in who you are. And I think that's amazing. You and Stuart, definitely.
Yeah, we're quite the duo now.
Thriving.
Love that.
We are thriving. We are just a pop singing,
Yes.
colourful hair that
Woo!
just
Yes, with the rainbow
that.
lanyards.
Yeah.
exactly.
I know. Well, Lauren, thank you very much for that story. Absolutely incredible. And thanks for coming on and sharing with us. I'm sure that it will help a lot of people by listening to
I
that.
hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, if me and my brother, 2 siblings, have come out to Irish Catholic family, there's nothing you can't do.
Words from Lauren McLaughlin.
No, thank you for having me. Thank you very much, guys.
Okay, that's a wrap. Well, what a story.
I know, amazing. Like 2 gay offspring.
The race to coming out.
That's it. You've got to stop taking words out my mouth. Out my mouth.
Well, thanks to Lauren for coming on there.
I know.
Yeah. Join us next week when we'll be speaking to Meg. As she shares her coming out story, she talks about a battle with mental health and how she overcame that through coming out.
And how older women, especially Sarah Paulson, had a significant role to play in her gay awakening.
Relatable.
Well, thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, we can't wait.
See you, love.
See you.
Ta-ra, love. She talks about her battle with mental health and how she overcame that through coming out.
And
Fuck! Go on. It's you. So we both make...
Oh.
Yeah,
I
it's
said
you.
that. I thought you were saying that.
No,
Oh,
you.
okay.
But go on, you do it.
So we won't mace. Time is a very powerful thing. Time is a